And we're live. Well, it says we're live anyway. So, hello, welcome to everybody. If you're joining us, please pop a comment. Please just say hello or wave to us in the comments. And that's quick. We've lost one already.
He's gone.
I can see that. I see there's a few people there already. Do type in the comments and say hello, and we'll bring Sue back in. That was quick, Sue.
I pressed the chat button and it brings the chat up, but it gets rid of
Stop pressing buttons.
I'll look on my phone.
That has got to be Joshua. Yeah. What's up, witches with the horns? That's
Hi,
Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Hi, Josh.
Right, I'm not ignoring everyone, but yeah, if you haven't given StreamYard, which is the software that we use, permission to use your name, you just come up as Facebook user. So, hi Josh, hi Green, hi Rachel, hi Gail, hi Sue, hi Ness. You're watching us. Hi Ness. Hi Heather, hi Luna, hi Saoirse, hi Leon Kaz. I don't know if I've said that right. Hi Ellen, hi Susie, hi Judy, hi Maria. Wow, loads of people.
Hey guys.
Hi Catherine. Hi Jess. Fantastic.
Saoirse was the lady I added about half an hour ago, I think. So
lots of people. Hello, hi Jenny.
Loads.
Wow. We better actually talk about something interesting because there's lots of people on already. We have no theme, we have no direction, we have nothing. We are literally just going to waffle about absolutely nothing unless you give us questions. So there's your challenge. Unless you want to listen to us waffle about underpants and things, please ask. Please. I don't know why that came in my head. Let's not even go there. Please do type some questions in the comments for us. Yeah, nothing like a bit of pressure. Yeah, no, we're never under pressure. We're fine. We're quite proficient at waffling. But yes, please do ask questions about anything witchcraft related, anything to us in general, or if you want to ask any of us anything specific. We've all got our individual talents. And Susie's up with a question already about crystals. Actually, we've got a crystal question already. So what I will ask, we had a question from Kathy on the Facebook group. She's new to this. She's got a bag of lovely crystals. Hi Vicky, hi Kathy, hi Sue. Yeah, she's got a bag of crystals, but she doesn't know where to start with them, what to do with them, what you use crystals for. And Susie has asked, how do you store them and how do you remember their names? Good questions, all good questions. These ladies here all keep crystals about their person. I could actually ask them where they've got crystals stashed away today would be the question. Gypsy, do you want to start first? Because you work a lot from the healing point of view of crystals, don't you?
I do. So I would start, if you don't know what the properties of the crystal, I usually meditate with the crystal, see where it resonates within my body, and then that's the area that it corresponds with for me. Everybody's individual, so I would say that everybody to do it themselves, not rely on interpretations. I also meditate a lot with crystals. I have them in my bra, in my pockets, in my socks, in my shoes, in my hair, in my neck, in my bag, in my back pocket, inside my phone, everywhere.
In your socks and shoes, that must be pretty uncomfortable.
Yeah.
In my socks and my shoes.
Little tiny ones.
Yeah.
Primarily, Bernie is our Gypsy is our Reiki guru. So you use them a lot with your Reiki healing, don't you?
Yeah, I work a lot with crystals in Reiki and energy healing, in communication with my spirit guides. I work a lot with crystals during that because it can access the higher realms and make the connection, the facilitation even of the connection easier to establish. There are lots and lots of things that you can do with crystal.
Yeah. Sue and Ness wrote the Crystal Witchcraft course that I know some of you have done. So we're used to working with them from a magical point of view.
Yeah.
We use them in spells, don't we?
Yeah,
Oil bells, crystal grids.
Candle spells,
Yeah.
pouches like spell bags.
yeah.
Yeah. What else?
I hope you haven't dotted around the house as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Soak up
Yeah.
and that kind of thing.
Some in the sitting room.
I bathe with tumble stones in the bath, depending on the intention of the bath that I'm having.
Nice.
I sleep with my crystals, I sleep with rose, big chunks of quartz in my bed, much to my husband's horror.
Yes, Jenny has crystals in her bra too. It seems to be quite a common thing, doesn't it? It's close to you, isn't it? So you get the energy direct from the crystal. Sue sleeps with a rose quartz under her pillow. And amethyst can also aid with sleep. Amethyst is a pretty good all-rounder, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. You can also use medical tape to secure them to any body part. If you have a specific ailment where the crystal needs to be placed on a specific area, you can use medical tape. Pretty cheap to get hold of and doesn't really leave any residue, comes off pretty quickly without pain.
Sue says, can she put them in a cotton bag under the pillow, as I usually wake up with them halfway down the bed? Yeah,
You put them in your pillowcase, can't you? If you slot them in the pillowcase between the pillow, that'd stop them going anywhere.
My son's got a little one of the little pouches hanging on the end of the bed.
Yeah, I have.
Oh,
Yeah, I've got them on the pouch in the end.
You can also grid your in your bed with 4 crystals, one in each corner, to bring in passion or balance, or protection, or whatever it is that you need in the bedroom.
Lots of people keeping them in their bras. And in their pockets. So a good question though, how do you remember their names? I must admit, I think it's the ones I use more I remember the names of.
Yeah.
I seem to have an affinity with crystals where I know what its name is, and it's pretty easy for me to recall what its name is and the properties. I think I come from Atlantis, to be quite honest, and this is why I have the big deep connection with crystals that I do, because I do honestly, they just seem to gravitate towards me. I seem to know what to do with them. They relate to me energetically. Yeah, it's a bit crazy. I don't know how I remember the names of them.
So I know all the names of the ones that I've got.
Yeah.
I have been gifted a couple which wasn't sure, and I found one in a second-hand shop that I had no idea what it was, and I just typed into Google crystal with shells, because that's what it looked like, and it turned out to be a turritella, which is tiny snail shells as part of it. So, but all the ones I've got, I know all the names of. There is, I think, one that's in my garden which I'm not sure what it is, and I keep saying next time I go to a crystal fair I'm going to take it with me and try and identify it.
So this is sorry, Ness.
I would say pictures is not always easy to identify as you get a book. So like the ones you had yesterday, Rachel, you put up the box of miscellaneous.
My new box for all my crystals that are labelled very organised. What I don't show is the big drawer at the bottom that's just marked miscellaneous, because I haven't got a clue what the big bag of crystals are. I'm waiting for you lot to come over and tell me what they are.
Yeah, as I said, we have to come over, and I tried zooming in, but it was
wait till you come over. Well, I think it is working with them, isn't it? You get used to the ones that you work with and you recognise the names of them.
So this is how I store some of my crystals, for Susie's question. This is a stacking, it's actually a cooking stacking pot for the kitchen cupboard, and it comes off in sections, individual sections.
Oh, that's super organised.
I think I got this from Wilko's, and they do different colours and sizes. It's about £8.
Yeah,
it's really quite heavy duty as well. They're quite sturdy. I think I've got quite a lot of crystals in here.
I think my new one that I've got is meant for nuts and bolts and screws and things. It's a garage or man shed one. But a lot of the craft stores have them where you keep beads and things, don't they?
That's what I use. With the names on bits of paper in each bit. Compartment.
It's a good way of remembering, isn't it?
I have not got Bernie's memory. I mean, I know the basics, but not,
But
There's a lady, Ellen says she has a book called The Crystal Bible, and I've got the first two.
Yeah.
They're quite, I think there's a third one, and there's various other ones for identification.
Yeah, hers are very good, aren't they?
Books out now, including Crystal Companion, which is quite a new one, which is quite a thick book. The Bibles 1, 2, and 3. She brings out.
It's Judy Hall, isn't it? Is it Judy Hall? That's the right name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I used to keep them in colours, but when I started working a bit more with them, I have now separated them and named them. But I don't remember them all at all.
Yeah.
Right, I'm just looking down the list of things, of question things. I think we've covered crystals. I think that's basically crystals. You can use for all sorts of things, can't you? You can even make crystal elixirs, can't you?
Yeah.
That was a cue for someone to talk about crystal elixirs, just in case.
Bernie.
You can make crystal elixirs with the direct or indirect method. So the indirect method is normally advised for crystals that are toxic, or you're not sure if they are toxic, or if they're crumbly, or bits flake off. So you would put them inside a glass, and then inside a bigger glass. The glass with the crystal in has no water in. You place the glass inside that one with the water. So this would be your jar with your crystal in, and it would go into the jar of the cup in this place with the water in, and that one has the crystal in, and that one has the water in. So the crystal.
Really, those show and tell stuff is brilliant.
So the crystal energies will leach into or flood into the water, and then you can sip throughout the day. Great for if you have a migraine or chronic pain and things like that. It's great just to have something to help take.
You have to be careful, don't you? Because some of the crystals do. If you put them straight in the water, they can disintegrate and they can give out toxic minerals as well. So
exactly. So if you are unsure, always use the direct method to be safe.
I think that's the safest way, really, isn't it? With all of them, I've done that, and you can make up several ones as well for different, different intents and magical properties or healing properties. And one of those.
One as well.
Yeah.
Oh, hey.
I'm a bit left out now. Come on, Heather, where's yours?
I've got one.
I haven't got one.
I've got a Kronenberg glass with water in it. The same. I have to tell Jenny's story here. Jenny bumped into a lady who was foraging around in her bra on a train looking for crystals. Funny when you forget they're there and you take a bra off and they stick.
Yep. Take your bra off at the end of the day and all you hear is ping, 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 ping.
Yeah, lots of people seem to sleep with them under their pillow. That's a good idea because you get the energy from it, don't you? They should make bras with little pockets in, shouldn't they? I think there's a gap in the market for that.
Oh, yeah.
Right, there's one here from Judy. Married for the third time. A third husband is so negative. He was not like that when we first married. Now I find myself thinking I should have held off marrying him instead of working things out with my first husband. First husband, now zodiac sign, not compatible, but my first husband, very compatible. What should I do? I don't know, as we're actually qualified to answer that question, to be perfectly honest with you, Judy. Witchcraft isn't involved in that one. Absolutely feel for you, my lovely, we really do. Forget the zodiac sign. I think you need to sit and talk would be my answer.
Definitely.
Sit and talk with your current husband and see if you can work it out. That would be, I think we're all in agreement there. That would be the answer. There are some things that have to be dealt with, or are better dealt with everyday stuff rather than witchcraft. So best of luck with that, my lovely. We're all rooting for you. I'm going through the questions now. Yeah, Googling for crystals. What would we do without Google, eh? I mean, it's, you know. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Rosemary. Yeah, I think the crystals, there's so many of them, isn't there? They seem to find new ones every week.
But yeah, very often some will pop up and I think, never heard of that one. Or
Jenny's got Cassandra Easton's Crystal Bible. Yes, I've got that one as well.
Yeah.
That's really good. Ellen has a gem show here in Arizona. Yeah, we've been to ones locally. They're probably nothing like the ones in Arizona, but yeah, we've had some here.
oh, Kitchen Witch trip.
Yeah, tomorrow. As long as you can get me there without flying, we'll be fine. Heather keeps theirs in little muslin bags and writes their names on them. Yeah, I think you're keeping them labelled if you're not, you know, if you're not used to remembering the names, is a good idea, isn't it? Maria, question from Maria. That's an interesting one. Can't remember what shadow work is. You do know what shadow work is. You just anyone want to take that one? Because basically, I could talk over all of you, and I don't want to. So someone else step up with that one.
For me, shadow work was being honest with myself, looking at my not so nice qualities. Yeah, and coming to terms with you know, just parts of your personality that you're not sort of happy about. It's ongoing, isn't it? I mean, what course is it in, that lesson?
It's in the third one.
Yeah.
I don't recommend taking on shadow work until you have mastered the basics of witchcraft and you know that you've got someone there to help you, and that you've got the basics and know how to deal with it, because it can kick up some real deep emotions.
Just continually working with yourself. It's something you never stop doing, isn't it?
You do the lesson, but it is something, like I say, it's ongoing, isn't it? And very often I go back to it. Sometimes the things will come back that you think you've sort of dealt with and you've made peace with, but then they can suddenly rear their heads again. So you have to go back and work with it.
A lot of it is working with your personality, isn't it? It's recognizing that actions and reactions and the way you deal with things happen for a reason. Welcome back.
Sorry about that.
Shadow work. We're talking about shadow work and what it is.
Oh, love shadow work.
Oh, there you go. What shadow work to you, Heather?
No, it was something that I was really frightened of when I first learned about it, but actually I actually quite enjoy now taking that time out. And it helps you understand why you are the way you are.
Yeah.
Why I function the way I function, why I'm weird and just not wired. And yeah, it's accepting that I have habits and faults and things which are there. And it's learning to keep that balance, between the nice bit and the not so nice bit. It's not bad. It's just not nice. So yeah.
Accepting those bits of you, isn't it? That I used to sort of beat myself up the fact that I can be quite quiet and everything, but now I think, well, it's
not necessarily me being quiet.
Yeah. I think
it's learning to accept that we are the way that we are, and recognizing also when I'm falling into the things that
patterns and cycles
are good.
Yeah.
I'm a great one. I can isolate very well. I can shut everything out and just But I recognise when I'm doing that now, so that I actually pull myself back, so I don't, go off and just.
But it is
wallow
ongoing,
somewhere.
isn't it? It is an ongoing thing, definitely.
Mm.
But yeah,
Yeah.
very worthwhile, Maria. When you get to that lesson, we will support you through it. But it's very worthwhile doing.
Mm.
Catherine has a crystal addiction. Yeah, I think all this lot got crystal addictions. I think we're looking at lots of crystal addicts here.
I think there's one of those Mimi things that says like you know it's not possible to walk past a crystal shop, and I think we've been out and you spot one and you have to go in. You can't not.
Yeah.
Even if you don't want one, you've got to go in there and at least have a look.
It never ends up as just a look, does it?
No.
Our purse is a lot lighter.
Oh, whenever we go shopping, they are, aren't they? So there's one here, and I'll try and get a bit techie here. Look, there's one from Sue. Could you talk a bit about the different stages of the course? Okay, so the main Kitchen Witch school course, subscription course, is a commitment. It's a pathway. It teaches you witchcraft from the basics right through. So there are 3 levels: Oak, Ash, and Hawthorn. Oak deals with the basics, energy work, and desperately trying to remember what else is on there. Working with the Wheel of the Year, working with the elements, and it takes you through the basics of witchcraft, spell writing, ritual writing, working with deity. So a framework that will set you up. The second level then takes you into more deeper subjects, working with the fae, your chakras, auras, kitchen witchcraft, garden magic, tree spirits. And then the last one will cover the dark goddesses, the dark gods, working with death and reincarnation, and some of the real darker stuff, mentoring and supporting others. And then you can work to be a high priestess as well. So it's very, very comprehensive, and it's 21 lessons in the first level, 21 in the second. I think it's about 15 in the third one. Along with all the other branch lessons on the forum as well, which are included within it. But we support you one-to-one throughout the whole thing. All 5 of us, plus the lovely Stacey, who we have in America as well. We're all on the forum to support you. There's the dog. Because the front door's just gone. Eric will be there to support you as well. So it is literally, you're never alone with it either. And you've got the support of all of the other students as well within the forum. I think that's pretty much it, ladies. Is it? I covered everything.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's answered soon. Let's go down the list. Oh, to be able to come over your side of the pond and sit for a cup of tea. Yeah, we'd like to sit with each other for a cup of tea as well at the moment. That was Kathy. Yeah. No, you never know, Kathy. One day. Okay. Oh, here's an interesting one from Vicky. Vicky, you look really, really happy in that photo. Fab photo. There are lots of posts on Facebook about the planets going into retrograde and the solar and lunar eclipses all in June and how bad things can get. What are your thoughts of this? Well, I'm probably different. Yeah, Heather's shaking her head. I'm going to say absolute tosh.
Yes.
And I probably did upset an awful lot of people. I think bad things happen if you let them. And I think, like curses, if you believe it's bad energy, you're going to add to that energy and you're going to make the problems yourselves. Basically, a planet going into retrograde is that it appears to be going backwards. It doesn't actually go backwards, but it appears to be going backwards. There is some sciencey stuff to it, but how it affects us, I think. Poor old Mercury gets most of the blame, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like, communication. Any computer that goes wrong in a Mercury retrograde gets blamed on the poor planet, when actually computers go wrong all the time. So I think it's whether you work with that energy or not, or whether you believe it. I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody that
If you want an overview of where the eclipses and the retrogrades will hit you, check your birth chart and find where that planet affects you in your birth chart. That will give you an outline of where in your life you'll be affected.
So from the point of view, if you've got a retrograde in your birth chart, would that affect you more, do you think?
No, what you do is if you were worried about Mercury retrograde, you would look in your birth chart, find where Mercury hits, if it's the first house, the second house, the third house, etc. That gives you the area that it governs, so whether it be money, relationships, sex.
Okay.
So then you'll know what area of your life just to keep an eye on, just to make sure. That's the way I work with it.
Yeah.
A friend of mine is an astrologer, and she explained that to me about your birth chart, so that's what I do. So there you go.
I'm not trashing astrology at all. I think it's all very valid, but the Mercury retrograde thing, or the retrograde thing, I don't work with particularly. Heather, you were shaking your head during that. So I'm going to pick on you.
I thought you would. As soon as I shook my head, I thought I shouldn't have done that. My personal feeling with the retrogrades is very similar to what Gypsy said, in that it'll only affect that part of your chart where it is in your birth chart. However, even then, it's more like it goes into a rest period. It's not a backwards. I feel that it gives me a chance to reevaluate what's going on. It's not that bad things are going to happen. It's a reevaluation time. It's a rest period to give me that period of time to look to see what's happening in that area that needs to be changed or isn't going right. So it's not that it's bad. It's just that it's a rest period.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a much better way of looking.
That's my understanding.
Yeah. Sue, Ness, you want to add to that, or are you?
I always cringe when I see all the posts on Facebook and people blame it for the most ridiculous things that have got nothing to do with Mercury at all.
It seems to be a sort of popular one to zoom in on, isn't it? Yeah.
Even my daughter started spouting it a little while ago that something had gone wrong because of the planets, and I was like,
I mean, they do.
Planets are getting blamed for everything.
They are all important. They are all important. And as Bernie said, and Heather said about birth charts, it's worth looking up your birth chart because it's fascinating for a start. But no, I wouldn't blame everything on retrogrades. I think you need to look into that in a bit more detail. As for eclipses, I think eclipses are a bit of a reset. I don't know what you guys think. I think the eclipse is all about, you might have wandered off in all sorts of directions like we do, and all over the place, and an eclipse just brings it all back into line.
That makes sense.
I think it is as transformative, but in the way, as you said, that it's bringing everything back into alignment.
Yeah.
They're very positive.
But nothing to worry about, and nothing to
Kind of swift hit at the bottom to get you back on track.
Yeah, there's a bit of a hype about it. So don't believe everything you read on Facebook. I would definitely, Vicky, have a look at your birth charts and definitely look at it in a little bit more detail from a personal point of view. But good question. Thank you. Good question. I'm scrolling down here. Irene's on the. Can you tell that I'm just. I'm scrolling. Here we are. Oh, this is Irene. Started the Dark Goddess course working with Baba Yaga. She's following me everywhere in my dreams.
They do.
Yes, they do. Yeah, get used to it.
No, you don't have to be a kitchen witch to work with Baba Yaga. She's. I love her. She's brilliant with her chicken foot house. Yeah, she's. I would say listen to her.
Oh, she'll make you listen. Don't worry about it.
She's one of the
she's not backward at coming forward, that one.
Go with it, Irene. Go with the flow. Right. Let's try that one. This is Teresa. I think it's about treating yourself fairly, as well as we're often harsher on ourselves and others. We have more compassion for us. I'm assuming that's shadow work that you're talking about, Teresa, but yes, that makes absolute sense. And can we have a hurrah for Maria, who's nearly finished her homework?
Yay!
For anyone that hasn't watched the last week, Maria wanted us to hassle her for getting her homework in. So.
Is that the homework she was meant to have in 2 weekends ago?
That's the one. Maria,
What's the deadline for?
And Eve, you can't buy one. It'd be rude not to buy the second. Crystals, yeah, definitely. And crystals need friends, yeah, definitely. You lot are convincing each other, I think. We're on Kathy's bucket list. Tea with the waffling witches. Yeah, we're here whenever you're ready. Oh, here we go. Here's another astrology one. Oh, we're getting a bit technical today, aren't we? Really struggled to get to grip with astrology basics. Where's the best place to start? And that is Catherine.
Probably, I would say.
You've got the book on your bookcase.
I've got lots of books.
I've got it too.
Yes, I have got the Idiot's Guide to Astrology.
Yes, me too.
I think there's always areas of the craft that you are better at and ones that you're not. Quite obviously, astrology isn't my particular area, but I had to get to grips with it for the last book that I wrote. So I have had a crash course in astrology, but it is fascinating. I think I'm right in saying you can find birth charts online, can't you? There are, if you just type in birth chart into Google, you can get some, they don't go into real detail, but they give you the basic ones, don't they?
They do.
And if you look at the Kitchen Witch blog, Sue has been doing some planetary magic blogs as well, haven't you?
Yeah. I've finished them, I think. Yeah, we're in June now, so yeah, June's the last one.
Yeah.
It is a fascinating subject. I'd start with the birth chart because you can do that for free online. But yeah, there are lots of books, aren't there? I know some people do run courses as well. I guess it depends how far you want to get into it, really. I would start, if you work with moon magic, I think the next logical step is to work with the planets that, or the zodiac signs that the moons are in. This is more, Bernie, this is more your area, isn't it? You're a bit more au fait with that than I am. The moon, she's going, oh my God. You can say no if I, or if anybody else wants to jump in with this one. The moon moves in phases, doesn't it? And it moves through the different zodiac signs. And when it's in a particular zodiac sign, it picks up the energy of that zodiac sign.
A good way of getting into it, I would say, if you look for an astrology app, very similar as you can buy the moon apps.
For your phone. Well, that's a good idea.
So I've got a moon app that brings up daily. It gives you the information of the planet.
Yeah, mine does.
The moon was in, and it gives you a rune, an affirmation, blah, blah, blah. So there are similar ones out there for astrology where it gives you day-to-day information of where the planets are at what time, what phase, etc. So that would be very beneficial to help you. Yeah. When I was learning about the phases of the moon, I started spending time out on the moon every night so that I would recognise the different phases by where the moon was placed in the sky. Yeah, so that's what I would suggest to help you get it into your brain and stay there.
I've got an app called Planets, and it's quite good,
they didn't think a lot about that title, did they?
It's called Planets, but it is good because that will sort of give you, it will give you the visibility of what planets, when they're visible, if they're visible, and the times. And if you click on each individual one, it then sort of gives you all information about it as well. So
I think the Stargazer apps do that as well. Some of the Stargazer apps, if you've got one of those, if you go into your settings, all of the planetary information will be there as well. So just double check if you have the Star Walking ones or stargazing.
It's brilliant. Very often I'll look at a clear night and think, oh, what's that? And if you hold your phone up to the sky, it will pinpoint what it is on the app and what planet it is. So it's quite useful.
So you need an app, Catherine, basically. But good question. Yeah, start with the basics. Do start with the basics and work up from there. I like Green's got an explanation here. Someone once explained retrogrades as when you're in a car passing another car, and the illusion that it's moving backwards can throw off your equilibrium. Yes, yeah, and trains as well. That happens, doesn't it, when you're sitting in a train? But with the planets, yeah, it does. It throws your energy off slightly, doesn't it? You've just got to work out where and when and why it's doing it, really.
Which is when your birth chart comes in handy, so you can pinpoint where it is affecting you.
Teresa, yeah, the moons. Teresa's talking about the moons affecting you. They do. The phases of the moon will affect you. Waxing, full, waning. They will all affect your energy in different ways. Keep a diary. Keep a moon diary. Keep a diary of the moon and the planet phase and how you're feeling that day and what happens. Jenny, the doppelganger, the Doppel effect. Learned that from Big Bang Theory. Yeah, I learned lots of things from the Big Bang Theory. Kathy, yeah, the retrograde is used as an excuse. I think it is quite a lot, Kathy. I don't think you're stepping on your toes. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. There are no rights and wrongs. But yeah, bearing in mind that as witches, you will pick up on energies of things. So, you know, Maria, only another 10 lessons in that level, Maria. Teresa, possibly the longest student of Oak ever. You're not, Teresa, don't worry. Really, you're not. Jenny hasn't started the last lesson yet. Honestly, it doesn't matter. The lessons are done at your own paces. You know, you can.
Well, if you would like a bit of inspiration, I completed my High Priestess a year ago today. That's one long year.
Luna says the Works have some good cheap books on. Yeah, the Works is always worth looking at for books on all sorts of subjects, isn't it? If you're in the UK, the Works is brilliant. Jenny, do we need to set up an Oak course study group? That's what we're here for. Here in the student chats, that's what we're here for. Yeah, Maria uses apps for the moon and the planets. Yep, brilliant. Do keep asking questions, people. If you have anything you would like to ask us about, anything at all. I did have another question about, someone was asking about the layers of spells and why basic spell is just a candle, isn't it? But why would you then use a coloured candle? Why would you then add oil to it? Why would you then add herbs to it? There was a question the other day about what day and what time of the day to work spells on. Why? Why would you do all of that stuff?
Because it adds more power and
adds more power
to
to
it. The power and the intent, doesn't it?
like
Each thing that you're adding to it.
Yeah, it's like when you have a bath or shower and you get washed when you soak in the shower, you come out, spray your perfume, you may have a next layer of body spray that you put on, and it's just all about layering it all up to add more magic in.
So we know that Bernie smells lovely. Yeah, it is about layering, isn't it? I mean, the simplest spell is just to look up at the moon, isn't it, and put your wish out there. But if you are working seriously with spells, it is about layering. It's adding those layers of intent to your magic, really.
It all sort of connects, doesn't it? Like a chain type of thing, each one. And you know what a chain does, the more links you have, the stronger it can be. And that's how I sort of look at it.
Maria, it's all connected, especially to the sun and the moon. It's funny, I was talking about the sun the other day and about sun magic. I do tend to work with the sun as much as I work with the moon. I know as witches we probably tend to lean towards the moon, really, don't we? It's one of those things that we're taught and associated with. but some magic, I think, is just as powerful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
About balance.
And as you were saying, if you want to do something on a certain phase of the moon, but you've got to wait. Whereas you work with the sun, it rises in the morning, sets in the evening, and you can do it any
All
point
the
of
phases
any
in one day.
day.
So if you're impatient like me, you can work all your spells in one day with the phases of the sun.
Absolutely.
But yeah, it's all connected, isn't it? The sun, the moon, all the planets, they all do have their own power. And you can work with them all for different magic. I mean, all the zodiac signs, when the moon is in that particular zodiac sign, they all have different magical properties, don't they? It's, you can line it all up with it. Question from Sue here. How do you work on strengthening your intentions? I'm guessing you mean when you want to work a spell for that. I'm assuming that's what you mean. Because intent is a big part of it, isn't it?
For everything.
To me, it's just concentrating on what you're doing.
Yeah.
Focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not letting your mind fizzle off into something else, but actually just being in the moment and concentrating on what you want to do and what you are doing.
Yeah, you can't work magic when you're angry or ill or upset, because it's going to go probably pear-shaped.
Sticking all that with it on it. That's why I quite like candle spells, is that the flame gives me a focus.
Yeah.
If I sit there and look at it long enough, I can just sort of be watching it flicker and things. I find that very, very good for keeping my focus. Do like a flame or two.
All three.
All three. I mean, also we like fire, don't we? Definitely.
Yeah, I think it is, isn't it? It is your will and your intent is the strongest part of any spell. But you have got to really, you've got to believe in it and believe in yourself as well, haven't you? Practice, I think, Sue, is one of the key ones, and experience. Keep practicing, keep working with it, and it will all start to come naturally. Depending on what your intent is. If your intent is half-hearted, or if the thing you're working for is something you're not really that fussed about, your intent's never going to be strong enough. And basically, the universe knows best too. It may not. It may have other plans for you.
Yeah.
Very true.
Foul of that one before, but good question. Yeah, keep at it. Keep at it, Sue. Eve says, "Good point on sun magic." Yeah, it is. It is a good. I think we overlook the sun quite a lot and focus, bit of balance. Who have we got here? This is Teresa. Can I do a ritual to ask the goddess and god to watch over my daughter while she grows up, rather than a awakening ceremony? I'd like to ask for protection and guidance for my children, but without choosing a religion for them and without offending any of the gods. Yes, I probably am overthinking this. We all overthink stuff, Teresa. Don't worry about it. And absolutely no need to apologise. I didn't have my children christened. I'm pagan, obviously. My husband worships at the altar of rock and roll. So, there was no need for a baptism or a christening. We didn't really even do a awakening. We just had a blessing party with family and, food, cake, bouncy castle, like you do. But yeah, and I did my own little ceremony to bring them protection and guidance, but yeah, without any religion attached to it. Yes, definitely. Go with your intuition on that one. I don't know about you guys. You're Bernie, you've got younger children, haven't you? I don't know about you guys. Did any of you do that kind of thing?
No, christening or awakening. Although I was raised Roman Catholic, I didn't get any of the children christened because I didn't want them to be forced into a belief system or religion that they didn't resonate with them. So we raised them pagan, but open pagan. so they could choose what they wanted to believe or not believe when they were old enough to choose that for themselves. It was looked down upon by quite a few family members, especially my nana at the time, who was a very strict, raised very strict Roman Catholic. But I think she just kind of put it under the, it's only Bernie, she'll be fine. You know, so yeah, it was frowned on a little bit, but I just did my own thing.
I think it was probably tradition though, wasn't it? When I was younger, the children were christened because that's what you did, regardless.
Right, yeah, my boys were. I mean, I didn't particularly follow.
No, it's just what you
I
did.
didn't follow a Christian path, but it was the thing you did. You had your children christened. I mean, I don't know. It was just that neither of them, you know, they never went to Sunday school or anything like that.
I only went to Sunday school because it got me out of the house and gave mum and dad a bit of peace on a Sunday
Yeah, I think that's why I
morning.
was probably sent. Yeah, I remember me and my sister being sort of shipped off to Sunday school. I think, yeah, like I say, it gave your parents a bit of peace for a Sunday morning.
My parents never went to church, but yeah, I think it was christening. That's what you did.
I was used to get an alarm to get up and go to church, and I used to get up at night and turn their alarm off.
So I think, yes, you know, Teresa, go follow your intuition and do what works for you. I have had the honour of performing a couple of Wiccanings. One was in the centre of Stonehenge, which was quite impressive. But yeah, I think if you don't want to be that formal, absolutely do your own little personal ritual and do what works for you.
And that's quite nice because you have your own personal, you know, your own personal spin on it and everything, your words and your thoughts. And I think it's probably more personal, and you can tailor it to what you want. So,
who have we got there? Ellen loves flame scrying in the candle and all fire flames. Yep, I'm with you, Ellen. If it's got a flame, I'm there. Sue says, thank you. Self-belief is something I need to work on. Yes, I think that is possibly one of the most difficult things when you start on this pathway, isn't it? To believe that you can do it. We've all been there, Sue. You aren't alone. That's what we're here for, to help build that self-confidence up. You'll get there. You will get there. And practice. Just keep doing. Just keep working with it. There is no shortcut to experiencing this. You've got to just keep doing it. Maria says you pray at Dio's altar. Wouldn't that be quite a small altar?
Very sizest comment.
It was a very sizest. I apologise to Dio. Yeah.
little man with a big voice.
Oh yeah. Bless him. Right, Jenny. Do you have a favourite type or style of ritual that you like to perform?
Fun.
Yeah.
What did you say then, Heather?
Fun.
I thought you said bum.
You can see the sort of reputation I have.
Heather might be quiet, but I assure you she's the naughtiest one of the group.
Really?
Fun. If you ever come to one of our kitchen witch open rituals, they are organised chaos. I think
ceremonial ones just don't work for me because I just get the giggles.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I have been in quite ceremonial rituals where I've had to like bite my tongue and behave myself, and it is quite hard work. I think fun, and I think with people that, you know, I know Bernie, you do quite a few in your back garden with your Bernie's a little bit further away from us than the others, so we do only get to meet her occasionally, but you've got a local group that you do rituals in your garden, don't you?
Yeah, I set up a lunar circle group, so there are roughly 9 of us that meet up. Obviously, because of lockdown, we haven't been able to, but the rules have been relaxed now. So Friday, me and my witches are meeting setting up in my garden. Lunar circle, and we are so super excited. We haven't seen each other in a good few months. We've been talking on the phone and stuff, but it's not the same seeing them in person. So we will do a little release ceremony where everyone writes out something that they'd like to release to the full moon, and then something that you'd like to fill that void with. There's a mixture of pause a vacuum. So then we burn the something we're releasing, and then the something we're bringing in will carry on us for 2 weeks until the new moon. And then we burn that one at the new moon and revisit it with a new intention. And then we have a potluck evening meal. Everyone brings a bit of something. We share some food. We'll catch up, maybe do some crafts or some jewellery, or fire a wall of incense, oil, or something like that. Their children occasionally join us. There's a few older teenagers that join us as well. With their mums, and it's just atmosphere.
I'll leave it. Thank you anyway.
And
I think basically we always have food at our rituals. That's okay.
Food and running and fire.
Food, yeah. I think we're all pretty much of the same relaxed kind of. It's got to be fun. It's got to be, yeah. So yeah.
I can't be sitting there concentrating on holding something this way and something that, you know, no, thank you. Pomp and circumstance, can't do that.
So yeah, I think
away from your concentration as well, because you know you're so concentrating on, you know, getting everything right in the ceremony. How can you then concentrate on the intention and what the energy that you're trying to bring in?
Yeah. So we'll go with Heather's fun. We like fun rituals is the answer to that one, Jenny. Good question. But you know, we've done all sorts, and we've got other ones planned that might be a bit more formal. But yeah, generally fun. Yeah, that's an interesting one. The christening, Sue says the christening went back to when the children died very early, so parents wanted to play it safe. Yeah, they wanted to make sure they were covered so that they went upwards. Definitely. Yeah, Eve used to get sent to Sunday school in your best clothes. Yep. She went to the cemetery opposite instead. Yeah, I love cemeteries. I love great graveyards. Absolutely brilliant. Maria, I haven't had any cake today. I do need some. Yeah,
the little tiny morsel doesn't count, does it? I mean,
I had one of those chocolate health biscuit things.
That's not cake.
It didn't work. I think that's sort of caught up on all the questions. I think you have to do a ritual that is you're comfortable with, don't you? I think it has to work for you. I think structure's good to have a basic structure, otherwise it could go all over the place. But yeah, have fun.
Well, yeah, you've got to have a start, a middle, and an end. But what you put in it has got to resonate from you, not what's prescribed in books or whatever.
Definitely.
They're the best, aren't they? Sort of the ones that you do feel relaxed. You feel more. You can get involved with it, and you're relaxed. You're not worrying all the time.
Yeah, I think as well, especially if you turn up at an open ritual and you've not been to one before, or you don't know the people there, it can be quite intimidating, I think, can't it? So,
definitely. The first ritual I went to on my journey was about 15 years ago, a Greek ritual. I didn't know anybody. It was 10 minutes from my house, so it was quite local. So I took my eldest children with me. 3 of us went together, and we ended up having a really good time, making some really great friends that I still keep in touch with now. But the initial first footstep into the grove where they were was like,
it can be quite scary, can't it?
Exactly.
I think that's the responsibility of the people running the ritual as well. It sounds really name-droppy, but the first ritual I ever went to was run by Professor Ronald Hutton. Name drop. But he was lovely. He was running a huge ritual, and we were introduced to him, And I went to shake hands thinking, he's a professor, let's be all grown up and professional about this. He went, no, we do hugs. And we sort of said it was their first. We'd done online stuff, and we'd done, you know, but it was the first ritual we'd actually been to with real people outside. And we explained to him, and you know, he led that ritual, and there must have been 50 people there. He made a point throughout that whole ritual of making sure we were all right, that we knew what we were doing, that we were comfortable, that we were standing in the right place, going in the right direction. And afterwards, he made a point again of coming up and asking if we had any questions and whether we'd enjoyed it and whether we understood it all. It couldn't have been better. Really, really impressed. And that's how you run a ritual, I think, is to make sure that everybody's comfortable. And that's not an easy thing to do, because I have been to rituals where that hasn't happened at all.
Yeah, I've been to some very ego-led rituals that kind of put you off and make you run away and hide in the bush, never to join a witch group again.
Yeah, I hope never to go to. I've never been to one that's made me uncomfortable. I mean, all of mine have been with Kitchen Witch, apart from one, which was the Dorset Druids at Stonehenge. But although that was different, it was comfortable. So
Yeah.
It must be horrible. Yeah, if you go somewhere where you just don't want to be there, and
yeah, unfortunately, a lot of the groups are very, very ego-driven.
I think that's about finding the right group, isn't it? That, you know, like anything, just because we're pagans doesn't make it that everyone's going to be friendly. You've got to find the right group. That's interesting. Sue says her wonderful hubby's just made a beautiful fleece elfin coat. Oh, that sounds fantastic to wear in ritual. That's an interesting question, actually, about ritual wear. We do get asked that as well. Do you dress up for ritual? Do you feel you need to dress up for ritual?
I am terrible. I'm like a kid in a dressing box. We have got I swear, honestly, we've got a massive box in our kitchen full of all different kinds of dressing up outfits. It's in the corner. The kids help themselves constantly. I am terrible. Any excuse for getting dressed up and putting on a costume, I will do.
I have an absolute vision of you completely like, you know, Tinkerbell now.
Oh, yeah. That's behind me.
Upside down in the big box.
That's behind me there. I have some little lightweight mini cloaks that I can use, and I have my big, thick velvet heavy cloak.
Yeah, they are. Maria says we want photos.
I'll ask everyone to come in ritual gear on Friday for Luna's photos.
I know we do. I know Nessa, Sue, you've got cloaks because you've worn them to the Kitchen Witch ritual. Sometimes it's a bit too warm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, ours is fleece as well.
And if you're leading the ritual as well, it can kind of get in the way. And Heather always looks lovely anyway, wherever we're going. So, you know.
Except when I decide to lift my top.
Yes, there's a story there. Yes, see, I told you, the quiet ones sitting in a very nice cafe. This one down here shows us her tattoo. Just took her top off, just to show us her tattoo. See, it's the quiet ones. You've got to watch them.
And the answer was, well, I'm wearing my bra. So.
I think it's nice to dress up for ritual. I think it's a bit of a key, isn't it? It's about moving your brain, your subconscious into that ritual kind of feel. If you're in a field and you've got all your coven with you and you're casting the spell and stuff anyway, you're going to be in that mindset, aren't you? I think go with what's comfortable. Again, I think if you're trolling around with all this gear on and you can't move and you're feeling a bit self-conscious, you're not going to be at ease with the ritual. So I think it's got to be what works for you, really, isn't it? But yeah, we do all like to dress up a bit. Good question. Yeah, an elfin coat. That sounds fantastic. Soon, Maria. Soon we'll be back to rituals and we'll be able to see it.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be too long.
So if anybody's got a last question for us, I will pop it in the comments now, and we will run through it. We'll do another Waffling Witches in a few weeks. Look out for the details. For Kitchen Witch students, there'll be another student chat at some point in the near future as well. What else have we got? My Friday morning chats on my personal Facebook page every Friday morning, 9 o'clock. Oh, I'm doing Canadian radio tomorrow. Bit of a busy week actually for me.
And your live chat on Friday.
Oh yes, can't get rid of me this week. So tomorrow, 3 o'clock UK time, I'm on Canadian radio. The links are on my page or on my blog. And yes, Friday evening, if you're a member of the, get this around the right way, Pagan Tribal Gathering, Pia is running some events from Friday through Sunday. I will be doing a chat Friday evening. So lots of stuff online to look out for. Witchfest are still doing their online talks, so do keep a look out. Yeah, someone is echoing, Maria, but you know, it's right at the end, so we got quite far without it. Eve says, I didn't dress up, I wouldn't feel witchy. Eve, you always look fantastic and always purple, but you always look amazing. It is a purple witch, aren't you? You always, every time I've seen you, you look amazing. And glitter goes with anything. Yeah, definitely. Always up for a bit of glitter. And this is Sue. Her cloak is black with a plum red hood lining. Oh, that sounds very dark and mysterious, doesn't it?
I one out of old pair of red velvet curtains.
Yeah, curtains are really good for making cloaks with, aren't they? Or failing that, you can be a superhero with them. Just me? Okay. Teresa, enjoyed your wild witchcraft talk the other day. Thank you. That's, if anybody wants to listen to me waffling about wild witchcraft, that's on the Scottish Pagan Federation website. Lots of people here. I'm waving at them all. I'm not ignoring you. Maria, it doesn't matter if it's lined or not. It doesn't matter what colour it is or what it's made of. If it's a cloak,
let's face it, Maria would have gone with black. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Any colour, so long as it's black. Yeah, brilliant. Cloaks are fab. They are really. I love wearing cloaks, but yeah, they do get in the way a little bit when you're doing rituals. But thank you so much for joining us, everybody. If you have any questions before we do another one of these, please do post them on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. We can cover between us pretty much anything and everything you throw at us, hopefully. If we don't know the answer, we will own up to it. But we're quite good at research too. So don't ever be stranded with anything. Don't ever be stuck with anything. We're all here to support. Whether you're a Kitchen Witch student or not, we're here to support everybody that we can. So if you need any help, please do shout on the Kitchen Witch group. If you want some fantastic Reiki healing, hop on over to Gypsy's Facebook page. She does regular live free Reiki online treatments, which are fantastic. That's about it, really. We're, you know, check us out on the Kitchen Witch blog as well. Whatever you need, hopefully, well, you know, within witchcraft reasons.
Rachel.
Yeah, don't offer our services out.
Oh no, we're way too expensive for that. Oh, I'm glad we've broken up your day, Green. It's lovely to meet you. Thank you so much. Sue, you're not a dippy druid, you're a lovely druid just outside Bristol, lovely part of the country. You're welcome, Diane, Ellen, Luna, Maria, Sorsha, everyone that's joined us today. Thank you so much. We really do appreciate you guys supporting us all. And everyone's off to put some ribbons in their bra. Don't forget to put them in, what is it, your socks and your shoes as well. Yeah, we don't need photos of those though. But
Spoil
but
sport.
if you've got some photos of you dressed up in your ritual wear, we would absolutely love to see those. Please do post them on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. We'd love to see your ritual wear, your cloaks, your regalia. That would be fantastic. So please do share photos of that. With regard to the crystals, not the ones in your bra, but if you've got them that you can't identify, do pop a photo on the Kitchen Witch Facebook group. And again, we will try and, well, not we, these ladies, will try and identify them. But do try and get as clear a photo as possible, and from a couple of I'm thrown there. Maria, crystals in my undercrackers.
Just read that.
Maria, you're not allowed that with supervision. That's really shame.
She said she misses us all. We miss you, Maria, as well.
Yeah, to actually meet up with you guys, or any of you guys that can get to the rituals or the events. We will see you all next year. But it's lovely to see you online in the meantime. So excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. And thank you, as always, to my lovely ladies here. My, I was going to say harem. That's the wrong word. I definitely need some sugar, don't I? Kitchen Witch wouldn't be what it is without the lovely ladies. So thank you to them as well. Take care, you guys, and we will catch up with you all soon. Thank you again for joining us.
Bye.